You know that feeling when you sit down to work, and 30 seconds later you're Googling, how many peanuts does it take to fill a swimming pool? Yeah, me too. And here's the wild part. The average person gets distracted every 40 seconds when working on their computer. 40 seconds. But here's what nobody tells you. Sharpening your mental focus isn't about superhuman discipline or some secret productivity hack that costs $997. It's actually way simpler than you think. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it using 3 practical steps that you can start using literally today. So if you've ever felt like your brain has 17 browser tabs open at once, or if you've read the same paragraph 5 times without absorbing a single word, this video is for you. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, before we jump in, quick question. How many of you are watching this while simultaneously checking notifications? Maybe paused another video to click on this one, or have about 5 other apps waiting in the background? No judgment. That's exactly where most of us are living right now. The thing is, we've been sold this lie that focus is this mystical thing that only super successful people have figured out. Like you need to wake up at 4:30 a.m., take an ice bath, and meditate for 3 hours before your brain will cooperate. But after researching the science behind attention, talking to neuroscientists, and honestly, just experimenting on myself like a productivity guinea pig for the past year, I've discovered something powerful. Focus is a skill, not a personality trait. And just like any skill, you can train it. Today, we're breaking down the 3 steps to sharpening your mental focus. These aren't complicated. They don't require expensive equipment or a complete life overhaul. They're just simple, science-backed strategies that actually work. Here's what we're covering. Step 1. The environment reset. How your physical space is sabotaging your focus and the 5-minute fix. Step 2. The attention diet. What you're feeding your brain and why it's making everything harder. And Step 3. The focus training protocol. Building your concentration muscle without the overwhelm. And stick around until the end because I'm going to share a quick win technique you can use right after this video to immediately test your new focus superpowers. Sound good? Let's get into it. All right, step 1. The environment reset. Here's a question that might sting a little. When was the last time you actually looked at your workspace? And I mean really looked at it. Because whether you realize it or not, your environment is either your focus's best friend or its worst enemy. There's this concept in psychology called decision fatigue. Basically, every single thing in your visual field that your brain has to process is taking up mental energy. That random pile of papers? Mental energy? The 15 coffee mugs? Mental energy. Your phone sitting face up with notifications lighting up like a disco ball? Major mental energy drain. So here's what we're going to do, and this takes about 5 minutes. First, the clear desk reset. Everything off your desk except 3 things. The tool you're using to work, whether that's your computer or a notebook or whatever, a glass of water, and 1 item that makes you happy. That's it. I know your sticky notes feel important, but they're creating visual noise. Put them in a drawer and pull them out only when you actually need them. Second, the phone funeral. And this is non-negotiable. Your phone goes somewhere else. Not face down on your desk, not in your pocket. Somewhere else entirely. Different room if possible. I can already hear you saying, but what if there's an emergency? Unless you're a heart surgeon on call, there probably isn't. And if there is, people will find you. The research here is wild. One study found that just having your phone visible on your desk reduces your cognitive capacity, even if it's turned off. Your brain is literally using energy just knowing it's there, wondering if you should check it. Third, the distraction barrier. Create what I call a distraction barrier. This is different for everyone, but it's basically a signal to your brain that says, we're in focus mode now. Maybe it's putting on specific headphones, even if you're not playing music. Maybe it's closing your door or hanging a little "Do Not Disturb" sign. Maybe it's lighting a specific candle that you only light when you're doing deep work. The key is consistency. Your brain loves patterns. When it sees the same environmental cues over and over before focused work, it starts to automatically shift into that mode. Here's the thing. I know this sounds almost too simple. Like, really? Just clean my desk? But I want you to try this before you knock it. The number of people who've told me this alone changed their productivity game is honestly surprising. Think of it like trying to swim upstream versus downstream. You can technically swim upstream, but why make it harder on yourself? Your environment should be working with you, not against you. Okay, step 2. The attention diet. You've heard of food diets, right? The idea that what you put into your body affects how you feel and function. Well, what you feed your attention works exactly the same way. And most of us are feeding our brains the equivalent of candy and energy drinks all day long. Let me explain what I mean. Every time you switch from one task to another, there's something called a context-switching tax. Your brain doesn't just instantly shift gears. It takes time, energy, and mental resources to fully disengage from one thing and engage with another. Studies show it can take up to 23 minutes to get back into deep focus after a distraction. 23 minutes. So when you're writing an email, then checking Slack, then looking at that text message, then back to the email, then over to Instagram real quick, you're essentially rebooting your brain every 2 minutes. No wonder you feel exhausted by 2 p.m. The content quality question. Here's another piece. What kind of content are you consuming throughout the day? Because your brain is literally shaped by what it processes. If you're constantly feeding it short form, highly stimulating, rapidly changing content, your brain starts to crave that. It gets used to constant novelty and quick dopamine hits. Then when you sit down to read something that requires sustained attention, or work on a project that takes deep thinking, your brain's like, excuse me, where are the bright colors and fast cuts? This is boring. So here's your attention diet makeover. First, time blocking basics. Batch your tasks. Instead of checking email 17 times a day, check it twice. Morning and afternoon. That's it. I promise nothing is that urgent. Set up an autoresponder if you're worried. I check email at 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. for focused responses. If urgent, call me. Same with messages, social media, news, everything. Give these things specific homes in your schedule instead of grazing on them all day. Second, the 90-minute focus block. Research shows that our brains can sustain deep focus for about 90 minutes before needing a real break. So try this. 90 minutes of single-task focus, then a 15 to 20-minute break where you actually rest. And I mean rest. Not scroll Instagram rest. Go outside, move your body. Look at something far away to give your eyes a break. Let your brain decompress. Third, the morning protection plan. And this is probably the most important. Protect the first hour of your day. What you do in that first hour sets the tone for your entire day's focus capacity. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, you're telling your brain, hey, we're in reactive mode today. We respond to whatever comes at us. Instead, try starting with something that requires your focus and attention. Reading, writing, planning your day, exercise. Anything where you're in control, not reacting to external input. I started doing this 6 months ago, and it genuinely changed my life. My brain feels like it's mine again, if that makes sense. I'm not just bouncing around responding to everyone else's agenda. All right. Step 3, the focus training protocol. So we've set up your environment. We've cleaned up your attention diet. Now we're going to actually train your focus muscle. Because yes, focus is literally like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But here's where most people mess up. They try to go from 0 to hero overnight. Like, starting today, I'm going to meditate for an hour, read for 3 hours, and never check my phone. And then by day 2, they're burnt out and back to scrolling TikTok at 2 a.m. We're not doing that. We're starting small and building sustainable habits. The focus ladder. Think of building focus like strength training. You don't walk into a gym on day 1 and try to bench press 300 pounds. You start with a weight you can handle, and you gradually increase it. Here's how this works. Week 1, the 5-minute baseline. Start with just 5 minutes of focused attention on one task. That's it, 5 minutes. Set a timer. Pick one task. Do nothing but that task until the timer goes off. No switching, no checking, no multitasking. Can't do 5 minutes? Cool, start with 3. The goal isn't to impress anyone. The goal is to establish a baseline and prove to your brain that you can, in fact, focus when you want to. Week 2, the 10-minute push. Once 5 minutes feels comfortable, bump it to 10, then 15, then 20. You're literally training your attention span to expand, just like you'd train your muscles to lift heavier weights. Week 3, the distraction recognition practice. Here's where it gets interesting. During your focus blocks, start noticing when your mind wants to wander. Don't judge it. Don't fight it. Just notice it. Oh, there's the urge to check my phone. Interesting. My brain wants to think about that conversation from yesterday. This awareness is everything. Because once you can recognize the distraction impulse, you can choose not to follow it. You're building the gap between stimulus and response. The focus anchor technique. Here's a specific technique that's helped thousands of people. The focus anchor. Before you start a focus session, take 30 seconds to write down, by hand, not typing, exactly what you're going to work on. Be specific. Not work on project, but write the introduction section for the project proposal, approximately 300 words. Then write down one sentence about why this matters. Why are you doing this? What's the point? This does 2 powerful things. It gives your brain a clear target, and it connects the work to meaning. Your brain focuses way better when it understands the why behind the what. The boredom tolerance factor. And here's something nobody talks about. You need to rebuild your boredom tolerance. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. We've become so used to constant stimulation that the moment something feels even slightly boring or difficult, we bounce. But deep focus? Deep focus often feels boring at first. It's not flashy. It's not constantly rewarding. It's just you and the work. So part of training your focus is training yourself to sit with that discomfort, to not need constant entertainment, to be okay with the slow, steady process of thinking deeply about something. Try this. Once a day, do something boring on purpose. Wait in line without pulling out your phone. Sit quietly for 3 minutes without any input. Drive without music or podcasts. Let your brain just be. It's going to feel weird. That's the point. You're retraining your tolerance for non-stimulation. All right, let's put this into practice right now with a quick win challenge. I want you to pause this video and try this exercise. Seriously, actually do it. It takes 2 minutes and you'll immediately feel the difference. Number 1, the 2-minute focus sprint. Pick one small task you need to do. Maybe it's responding to one email, writing 3 sentences, or organizing one folder. Something completable in 2 minutes. Number 2, clear everything else from view. Close tabs, move your phone, remove clutter. Number 3, set a timer for 2 minutes. Number 4, do only that task with full focus until the timer goes off. Number 5, when the timer goes off, notice how you feel. Did 2 minutes feel long or short? Was it hard to stay focused or easier than you thought? This little exercise does something powerful. It proves to your brain that you can focus. You just did it. Even if it felt hard, you did it. And that builds confidence and momentum. Now let's talk about some common struggles because I know what you might be thinking. But my job requires me to be responsive. I get it. Some jobs need quick responses. But I promise you, you have more control than you think. Try batching checks. Instead of constant monitoring, check every hour on the hour. Most things can wait 60 minutes. I've tried this before and I always fall back into old habits. Of course you do. We all do. Changing habits is hard. The key is not perfection. It's pattern recognition. When you notice you've fallen off, you just start again. No shame, no guilt. Just, oh, I'm off track. Let me get back on. My brain just doesn't work this way. I used to think this too. But here's the truth. Your brain works the way you train it to work. If you've trained it to expect constant stimulation and rapid task switching, that's what it does. You can retrain it. It just takes time and consistency. What about ADHD or other focus challenges? This is real and valid. If you have diagnosed attention challenges, these strategies can still help, but you might need additional support. Work with your healthcare provider. These aren't replacements for treatment. They're supplements to it. Okay, let's bring this all together. Sharpening your mental focus isn't about overhauling your entire life or developing superhuman willpower. It's about 3 practical steps. Number 1, the environment reset. Set up your space to support focus, not fight it. Number 2, the attention diet. Protect your attention like the valuable resource it is. And number 3, the focus training protocol. Build your focus muscle gradually and sustainably. Start with just one thing from this video. Maybe it's the clear desk reset. Maybe it's protecting your first hour. Maybe it's one 5-minute focus sprint per day. Pick one thing, do it consistently for a week, and watch what happens. Because here's what I've learned. Focus isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you build, one small choice at a time. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up so more people can find it. Subscribe if you want more content on productivity, focus, and making your brain work with you instead of against you. And drop a comment below. What's your biggest focus challenge? Let's talk about it. I read every comment and I love hearing what's working or not working for you. Remember, your focus is trainable, your attention is valuable, and you have way more control over this than you think you do. Now go out there and do some focused work. You've got this. I'll see you in the next video.